you need something new to listen, out of all the other shit, Bass Tapes has what you need, and it goes like this. Every other Friday morning, you get a little treat, something not too long and feels more complete. Bass Tapes, Bass Tapes, Bass Tapes. Please listen to our Bass Tapes.
Yeah, to be honest, I've been recording the past 5 minutes.
That's hilarious. All right, let me hit that shit right now and then.
It's all good.
Word.
It's technically off the record. I'm going to keep my journalistic integrity.
Off record. I mean, hey man, listen, there ain't nothing on record or off record that I care about. We can talk about whatever.
Well, speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bass Tapes. I'm here joined with Maxed Ironman, Inferno K-Paver, second best DJ in the entire RuneScape community, a dear friend of mine, Mr. WideJuicy. WideJuicy, thank you for coming on today.
How we doing?
Dude, I feel like we haven't talked like this in forever. The last time that we met was TwitchCon Vegas.
Been a minute.
It has been a minute, and I just want to tell a quick story. I want this at the beginning of the recording. You and me hung out at the base compound in Vegas. You know, we threw a huge streamer party, and
Insane.
a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Scotty, may or may not have given me some illicit substances that make, the walls move and colors more bright,
Yep.
And I might have gone over my limit that I wanted to, and I'll just never forget being in like the parlor room hanging out with you. And I'm looking at your shirt, and your shirt starts moving. And and at this point, I'm pretty sure you're kind of fucked up too. And you just look back at me, and you're like, everything's moving, SaintTits. Everything's moving.
I was fucking drunk. I think that was when we were sitting with Ignoble on the big ass chair.
It was. I'm pretty sure it was
Oh my
in
God.
it was in that room, or it was next to the billiard table. It was one of the two. But what I wanted to ask, leading into that, what was your favorite memory of that Las Vegas trip?
That Vegas trip, the whole time, it was crazy. I don't even know. Like, that party was insane. There's people everywhere. Every time you look, something was happening. You look around the corner. Oh, they're making out. Wait, is that? Oh my God, that who they with? It's crazy, man. Like that whole holy shit. That, and then hanging out with the homies crew.
Yeah.
Like, the night, what was it? Jixie had brought, or no, actually I think it was Lopsy. Lopsy had brought his Pioneer DJ deck, and Jixie was playing on it, and he had a couple tracks or whatever, and I started messing with it. I thought that shit was mad fun, and that's definitely where the whole DJ thing started. Was that one night, which actually I'm pretty sure PJ's got it on one of the fucking vlogs. He came by and he was recording. It was so fun.
Yeah. So wow, I didn't know that. I thought you had previously had like DJing experience. So you're saying that
No.
That first time touching Lopsy's Pioneer pen. If anyone doesn't know who Lopsy is an old bass member, old school RuneScape streamer. Yep. Is now married to the one and only Zoe Pancakes. They're off living a wonderful life.
The goats.
Yeah, I missed him dearly. But really, that's what got you into DJing?
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. And that was actually, I think Bronx and I had bought, we had split the peach moonshine from Old Smoky, the one with the little peaches in it, and we were eating the fucking peaches that night and drinking the juice, dude. We were fucking hammered. My transitions were so bad. Mick Homie was there, and he was like, dude, you're tripping me out, man. You gotta stop, because he was so fucking high from the edibles.
Poor
he's
Mick,
such
man.
a little dude.
Yeah, I remember. I think I went with them to pick those up. I think I was there.
Dude, he was so high that whole trip.
Dude, I think
I didn't know he smoked.
was.
I didn't know he smoked like that. And he's such a little dude. He was like, every time you see him, you look over. I'm like, dude, Mick, I can't even. Are your eyes open? Yeah, I'm good. Really? Yeah, I'm good. I'm like, bro, I think you're sleeping over there. And then you look over and he actually is fucking sleeping.
Yeah, he fell asleep at the streamer party in the back, I'm
He
pretty sure.
did. He did, and I think the last night or the second to last night, he was fucked up. I think he was drinking and smoking, and he was like, I got a picture with him, and it's on my phone somewhere, dude. He was toasted.
Well, that's just anytime a bunch of RuneScape content creators get together, it's just an amalgamation of everyone getting fucked up for an unset amount of days at a time. And God, I I don't know if like anyone knows this yet or if it's been it has to have been leaked, but like Bodhi is a party animal.
Insane.
It it really is like we talk about Hamzy being on like a certain level of like being a party person or like a functioning alcoholic. Or, you
That's what they call it in the trades.
That's
Yep.
what, and then there's like Bodhi, who I would even say is 2 steps beyond what Hamzy is, because Bodhi will do everything everyone does at the party, and then the next morning buy a 2-foot wide pizza, and
Yeah, I was
that's
told it's something to do with the Brits, man. I was told they like drinking, and I don't know what it is. They party crazy. I've been told. I really, I've only seen a couple of them in action, and Bodhi is definitely top of the list
oh,
for sure.
I don't know if it is just a British thing. It's definitely genetic. It has to be genetic. I don't think you
Has to
could
be.
train to be an absolute party machine and then be up at 7 a.m. the next day, and you're going to conventions, you're going to fucking amusement parks. Bro, I'm about to be 30, and this
Mhm.
last trip to Orlando that happened in May, I went to an
Oh my
amusement park
god.
for one day. Not even a full day. I did half a day, and I was like, I need to leave. I'm like it, I did everything I wanted to do, thankfully, but I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to an amusement park, man, I'm not. Listen, I'm too big to be taking those rides. I know you're a much larger man than me. I don't trust that shit. You know what I go to amusement parks for? The food. You go to the food, you get the souvenirs, and you have a good time. Like I went to actually after that Vegas trip, I went to LA. My cousin got married, and I went to Disneyland. Much smaller than Disney World. I had no idea, but walked around the whole day, beautiful California, and it's the rides or whatever, they're for little kids, but
Yeah.
it's about the food, man. It really is. It's about the food and it's about the experience. So like I understand Bodhi's spot on that, but he's a thrill seeker. He loves those fucking roller coasters, man. I ain't for me.
Uh, I see. I enjoyed roller coasters as a kid. We would go to when I was growing up. We would try to like make it down to Six Flags over Georgia
Yep.
once every year or 2 years. They have a lot of different themes that go on depending on the part of the year. And growing up, I loved it because as a small child, I'm a big guy. I was tall my entire life. By the time I was like 11, I'm already like 5'2", 5'1".
Oh yeah, big
So
boy.
yeah, so I can get on all the rides. So when I was little growing up, I loved getting on all the rides. And now that like I'm a full grown adult, getting on these rides
Mhm.
and I have access to marijuana before going on them. Holy fuck, dude. That Dollywood trip, I had a Delta 8 cart that I snuck in, and
Oh my
I
god.
was just ripping that shit before every ride. And I'm a tall guy, and sometimes, the back of my mind, if I'm on a roller coaster, is like, I'm too tall, my head's gonna hit something.
Yep.
And it turns out, when you smoke a lot, that thought is no longer in the back of your mind, it's in the forefront.
Yep. That's all you're thinking about.
And I'm sitting there ducking my head on these rides because I'm so scared that my head's gonna hit a beam or something, bro. Dude, it was tripping me out. But yeah, Bodhi is insane on every trip that I've ever been on, and he's accompanied. Which is it's crazy that I'm even talking about this. That I'm even in like this situation at all. Me and PJ talk about it a lot. Like if you asked us like 5 years ago, if you had told us half the shit that we'd be doing right now, we wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy to see the linear path. You know, like when I found Prison Joe, it was through I want to say like I had gotten a gift sub to him, right?
Mhm.
And it was probably from when I was watching Elisa and I'd leave the tab, and I had gotten one sometime. I go into his chat. He's got the fucking music playing. This is his old room. He's got the fucking lights flashing. You can't even hear a word. It's crazy.
Mhm.
It was the what was it, the fat sea rave era, the fucking clouds, bro. But
Yeah.
everybody loved that emote. I'm like, what is going on in here? He's just screaming, doing Zulrah. I'm like, all right, let me see what this guy's up to.
So you found PJ like after the Big Beef era, like after the Vorkath era.
Way after. He was
Dude.
he was he was he was a Kroger member at the time,
Mhm.
and he was on those afternoon, evening streams before he'd go do his little night shift.
Yes, I remember vividly. So I wanted that's going to lead me perfectly into this. What got you into RuneScape to begin with? Because I know you stream it. You were a chatter beforehand.
Yep.
Obviously, being a chatter, I'm assuming here. Obviously, being a chatter eventually like led your interest into streaming. Like if you're already like a consumer of something, like you
Yep.
have that interest in it. So it makes sense why you would want to stream RuneScape. But what got you into RuneScape? Because you're not just a maxed account. You're a maxed Ironman. You have the Inferno cape and everything. Like that's no small feat.
I mean, it's a big time sink for sure. Playing Iron Man, it's fun, but when I first getting into the game, it was not OSRS, but back in the day, like I want to say 2005, 2006. I had a buddy down. We were on the same bus. He was 2 years older, and he had this game, and we'd log in and play it. And I thought it was the shit. I'm like, you're controlling this guy? Oh, I need to get on this.
Mm-hmm.
You hitting rocks, you're killing little rats. Like it was crack in 2005, man. I was 10 years old. Are you kidding me? And I remember getting like begging my parents for the fucking membership. I wanted like a year membership, and like for Christmas, I think I had asked for it, and back then you had to send a fucking check in the fucking mail. The goddamn Cambridge
Yep.
across the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
I remember, dude, like you log in, check every day. Nope, it's not in. Nope, it's not in. And as soon as you were there, man, I had a buddy from back then. He used to call it Memby Tendies. Dude, when you got the Memby Tendies, that shit was hitting different. But OG player from back then. And when the game came out on mobile, one of my best friends, Big Pulp in my chat, Pulp Fiction. Or actually, I think it's Pulp Long Diction now. It used to be Big Shiv, if you remember Big Shiv back in the day. Um, in PJ's chat. He was playing. I'm like, dude, you playing RuneScape? He's like, yeah, it it's on the phone now. I'm like, no way. He's like, look. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking downloading this, and I haven't looked back since. Made a main. It was fun. I got like 2,000 total, and it was like time to raid. I didn't really have any friends at the time that raided. It was just me and my boy Pulp and our other buddy, and it was like, man, this shit's kind of boring. And our other friend Jeff, he had made a hardcore, and he's like, I'm gonna live forever. This is the shit. And then he ended up dying to a wizard at the fucking wizard's tower. And I'm like, I'm gonna go farther than this dude. Fuck him. I'm gonna beat his ass. So the Iron Man I play now was a hardcore. I had gotten a Cape of Skulls from an Easy Clue, which is like a one in like I want to say 5,000, but it's got the same stats as like a skill cape. It's got those defense stats. It's crazy, but it skulls you. You got to watch out. And I remember I was trying to get the quest requirements or the items for the quest to start. I want to say Biohazard or Plague City, one of those two, one of the two. And you have to go to McGrubber's Wood and pick up the Duel berries, and you got to get the little worms for fishing contests at the same time.
Yeah.
I was doing this on mobile, and I'm like, I'm in the living room. I'm like, all right, oh man, I gotta take a shit. Hold on. I go and grab them. I got the phone on me. I click the fucking dwell berries and I click the worms. I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. I click to the other side. I'm wiping my ass and I look down. My dude's in fucking Lumbridge. I got killed by a goddamn guard dog, bro. Are you kidding me? I was like one defense at the time. I didn't stand a fucking chance. But then I'm like, you know what? I made a remake, played it for a bond, was like, Winter Tot's boring. Kept playing the Greyhelm. I haven't looked back since.
Wow,
Insane.
so it's a very big beginning of you coming back into the game, figuring out there's mobile, seeing your friend make the hardcore, being like, I can be better than him, and to now eventually maxing it and getting the Inferno Cape. One of the biggest 2 achievements that you can do just on a main account.
Yep. And I streamed it all. I didn't.
That
I
is
honestly.
insane.
I don't think. I don't. I may have done one attempt on the main, like with the same gear as the Iron has back a couple years ago. I think it was. It was actually right after we met in Tennessee. I had talked to Hamzy. He's like, dude, you got to get the cape. Talking to Ubru, he's like, just send it, bro. Just send it. It's free partner. Blah blah blah. If you don't get partner, blah 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 blah. I'm like, all right, man, sure. We tried it on the main. Did like one attempt, and actually, I got fucking. This guy's actually DMing me in game right now. Judo Chop Pot Yama. He's like, no way you did an attempt off stream. You're starving the viewers. I'm like, all right. Because I guess Inferno's content. People love that shit. So every attempt I did streaming it, and the first time I did it, like consistently, I would say was right after TwitchCon and all that. Like the beginning of the new year after, was it Trailblazers Reloaded? After that, I really sent it. Did it for like a month or two, maybe 3. And I really wasn't getting anywhere. And the hardest part of the time was they didn't have the prayer regen potions like they do now. And I'm bringing 15 restores in. I can't one tick flick for my fucking life. I'm getting to the late waves and I've got like 2 or 3 restores left. And I felt like I had hit a brick wall when my PB was 63 for a minute. And I ended up I'm like, we need to get the holy sandals. We need to get the holy sandals. I think that's the only upgrade we can get. I have the piece that you put the boots on to make them the devout boots. We just need to get the holy sandals for medium clues. I got like maybe 300 done at the time. I'm like, we got rangers already. We got the bis. We just got to get fucking holy sandals. So I start sending medium clue, medium clue. This is when they just implemented the 1 hour, like
Drop
you can
timer?
keep clues on, yeah, for the
Yeah.
drop timer for the clues. So I was going and fucking catching eclectic imps like I'm a fucking bot. I got 20, 25 clues on the ground. You go solve them, open them, jack shit. Today we are sitting at, what is it? Let me look. I want to say 1100. 1136. We've completed every normal item on the log but holy sandals. And then there's elegant, which is about double as rare. I'm missing 4 pieces of elegant in the holy sandals. We never got the holy sandals. Put it off for a little while, and they eventually came out with the prayer regen shit. I go and fucking max the account pretty much, and I'm like, listen, we got nothing stopping us from the Inferno. We're 1 level off max. It's time. So we just start sending it.
Wow,
It was
so
tough.
it, I'm just so far out of the loop when it comes to RuneScape. There's prayer
Yep.
regen potions now?
Yep. So you bring in like 2 or 3 with you. Every 8 minutes you sip it, and it's like the prayer enhance from fucking Chambers. It's disgusting. It's the only reason I got my cape. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, that just blows me
Insane.
away.
The
It
the
really
supplies
does.
are disgusting because I almost never click brew, as you've seen, if you've probably seen a million of the clips. I just fucking perish. I mean, but then again, in the Inferno, half the time you can't even click a brew because by the time that mage ball's hitting you, you're already fucking dead because the next thing's already hitting you. And that's the thing with Inferno is you get dogpiled and you start to get behind when you see something that's going to kill you and you're not responding to it with the correct prayer. And the biggest thing for me was that, like, I would always, like, you get to the 60s, I've got all 6 brews left still. We haven't sipped a single one. And then you just get one shot, and it's like, dude, this fucking sucks. And meanwhile, it takes me 90 minutes to almost 2 hours to get to that point because the Bofa off task with no pot, it's like, dude, you're hitting zeros, you're hitting threes, you're hitting fours. Then you watch people Max Gear, Twisted Bow, Ellie, fucking Eldritch Staff. They're specking the fucking blob, stealing HP and prayer from it. And I'm there with a goddamn Bofa and a Kodai. So it definitely it took so long, man. I want to say on and off, it was almost 2 years between the like when I really started after we met in Tennessee to getting the Cape a couple months ago, man. It's insane journey. Anybody who streams doesn't have an Infernal Cape, you need to stream it and get that shit on stream.
Well, I was about to say, like, obviously, like when streamers attempt to do these, like Inferno marathons, they might as well be classified as marathons because some people it defines
Yep.
their whole streaming career,
Yep.
in terms of like who they become as a content creator for RuneScape, and it people can say all they want or backseat all they want about getting an Inferno or whether you're bad at getting it but until that person streams that journey and they're sending every attempt to a potential live audience, which by the way, the further you go into the cave, the more views your stream is going to get. That's just how Inferno streams work for whatever reason. The
Yep.
further you get into the cave, the more people are coming in. And as a self-aware streamer, you know that your nerves get on edge, and that's what I wanted to ask you. How do you think your nerves affected you? Do you think that that's why it took you so long is because you were streaming it? Do you think if you weren't streaming this that you would have gotten it much sooner?
I think for me personally, it was the fact of like I wasn't super consistent. I was for a little while, but then summer came and it's busy, man. It's busy working and streaming. So I think the hardest thing for me with the whole grind wasn't knowing that more people would come in towards the end. It was when I was really learning it, actually getting the flicks down and dying to like one little mistake, an hour and a half run gone. I'm going live at 8 o'clock. I can't do another run because I got to wake up at 5:30 in the fucking morning. So the biggest thing for me that it wasn't even nerves, it was emotions because I would get pissed off because like you said earlier, the further you go, the more people that come in. You don't hit that certain threshold of the waves, people won't watch, people won't click. And I'm a big numbers guy. I look at almost every stream after I do it, especially since like you said, the numbers go up. And when I was doing the Inferno and actually getting to Zuck, the numbers were insane. But it's a big balloon. So if you're looking for partner, it's tough because you could have 30 something guys in the chat for the whole run. But as soon as you get to like Jads, it doubles. You get to Zuck, it triples from that. So you get a big balloon. Like I want to say when I got the cape, I think I maxed out at almost 200 viewers, which is disgusting. But
Yeah, that's
you
an
don't
auditorium.
get
Yeah.
you don't get to that threshold. You still have the same 30 people that are cheering you on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're purely looking at it from a partner perspective, you need to consistently clear those late waves. And it definitely fucked with me because I definitely tried to get partner from it. Like the numbers are there. I think when I looked at it at the end, we were at 45 out of 75, which for me is disgusting because I usually only sit 20 to 30 max, especially now that I'm not doing that high level content. Like I'm going to be going to the Coliseum soon. I need more items. People say, "Oh, you can just do what you got now." I'm like, I, I have a max cape and I want to get the quiver max cape. And according to my friends who have it, they say it's 150,000 splinters. And I want to say you get like 2 to 3,000 a run if you win at Sol. And I think one quiver is like 5,000. So I need to do 20 to 30 KC on average to be able to make that sick ass looking max cape. So it's not just a one and done. I have to be able to camp this shit. Mind you, the new Delve boss does drop the splinters, but I have to look into the drop rates and weigh it with Colo versus that. There's so much shit, but it's not just a one and done angle. It's not like the Inferno. We're gonna get the thing and be done with it. Maybe go back on task, but to get that max cape, I have to grind that shit out. So I want to get the SGS because they say on like the guys that spawn, you max hit with that always on the fucking thing if you spec. And I want to get that oath plate from Yama. That oath plate is fucking nasty, especially since I don't have scythe. I just got the Nox halberd. That thing hits like a truck, and I need a little bit more accuracy. So we're working on that. But it really is tough going from the Inferno grind to now I'm going and killing fucking Commander Zilliana. The fucking minions are snoozing at me. Like, dude,
Yeah.
just get me the fuck out of there. Just please. Please.
Yeah,
It's so brutal.
it's so difficult.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that when you pick RuneScape to stream is like your main thing, right? There's just so many lull periods, and especially on an Ironman that the content is just not able to compete with like what's
Like,
going on around you.
for example, like our boy Wavy there, recent partner. This dude's got a Giga Chat Iron that he built up and then started streaming. So he's basically only streamed his Tob arc, which is insane for viewers because people love Tob. People love Tob. People love watching somebody win. And you know, he still doesn't have his scythe, but he caught partner off of just streaming Tob, which is very doable because people love that raid. They say it's the best raid. Me personally, I like Tob. I don't think it's my favorite yet, but that's also because I haven't gotten to learn it that well yet, and I get my ass kicked. Maybe once I get a scythe, I'll be like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But until then, I have the Avernic, and we got to get more items first. But
Yeah,
like,
at
it's just
least
crazy.
at least that's one thing you can look forward to with like in Iron Man. Are like these different grinds for items that you need, and obviously like that can be content within itself. But one thing I wanted to ask you, with all this new attention that RuneScape has been getting from all the from WoW dying, all these WoW streamers are now coming over and creating hardcores and Ironman and group Ironman. It's bringing a lot more notoriety and attention to RuneScape, but it's also it's like when you add a really big fish to a pond, like you're not adding more water. You're
Yep.
you're just adding that bigger fish.
Yep.
And the water level rises and let's say in this case let's say the water level represents like people that watch RuneScape streams. But like that doesn't mean that like all that attention's gonna like trickle down to you. Like I don't think trickle down works in streaming unless you have like connections to those streamers.
Yeah, you got a network.
Exactly. And Showback, if you somehow listen to this, please respond to my DM. I would love to have you on a podcast.
I haven't really watched many of the streamers. I've seen the clips. I think the clips are hilarious. It's gold. It's awesome. I don't really have that much time to watch streams as it is. We're on nighttime. You know, I'm at work. I pop into the homie stream, say what's good. That's about it. I may have them in my back pocket for an hour or two if I'm by myself, but it's tough, man. Especially the big streamers, man. Like I can't even watch them, bro. The chat's waterfall. I think they're good, but it's great for. I think it's great for the category and it's great for the game. Personally, it's not for me though. I've never really been like watching a big streamer. Like the biggest streamer I'll watch, obviously, Big Bodie. You know, you gotta meet right a little bit.
Yeah, the OG. He's just he is the old man of RuneScape. He is the grandpa. He is the father figure. Even though Foe is technically a more of a father figure like person, I would say. I mean, Bodhi's one of the people that got me into RuneScape content creation. I would say him, SparkMac, and Chris Archie were my three biggest inspirations in high school watching YouTube content creators. But dude, you need to if there's one that you do get to check out, man, please go check out Showback. Out of all of these World of Warcraft content creators coming over and streaming the game, Showback is the most wholesome breath of fresh air I've seen as from a streamer. He's such a nice dude. He's so genuine. He has like a very clear passion for the game. And I'm not saying that like any of the other World of Warcraft streamers don't, except for maybe Soda Poppin. But that's just Soda Poppin's personality. But Shobek is such a class act when he's playing RuneScape. And dude, he's sending 6 to 7 hour streams, and like and you know he's playing off stream too. It's just so
That's
funny how all these guys are just now indefinitely hooked on this game.
yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see who stays and who goes with how this whole wave is, because you know how hardcore is. They die, they remake, they die, they remake,
Mm-hmm.
they get burnt out, and that's it.
Well, just even like playing an Ironman. Like a lot of these
Yep.
streamers first time playing this game, and they're not playing it on a main like all of us did when we were children. Uh they're playing it on an Ironman, and
It's gonna make them more addicted.
well, it's going to make them more addicted, but what I fear is that they don't know what they've signed up for, because Jagex has done such a
Nope.
good job making the early and mid game grind easy on accounts, especially Ironmans, that maybe they get like this false sense of reality of like what it is playing RuneScape, and the moment any of their stats hit the 70s or 80s, it becomes a completely different grind
Yep.
on an
You
Ironman.
hit you hit 85 and you're like, oh man, what are we at right now? Oh, we're at 3 million experience. Isn't 9913? Wait,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Yeah, and
It's not. It's every time I look at the 99s and everything, it's like, dude, I did that. That's crazy. I mean, some of the skills are just free. Some of the skills are free, but it's all time, man. It's all time.
yeah, I got 99 fire making on an Iron Man, and then 2 weeks later de-ironed. Dude, I got 90. I saw the rewards for it, looked at the XP that it got me, and I'm like, okay, the amount of herbs and seeds I got from this, I think it's like 20% to 99. If it was
Crazy.
even that.
It's not even close. And Winter Todd's one of those grinds, man. Like I with the new updates, I think it's very good. Before, if you didn't do it before you were 19 HP, you were you suffered.
Suffered. Yeah,
You suffered.
you suffered.
It was fucking painful. It was you're 99 HP getting hit like 19s. It's like, dude, I'm using bruise here. But if you do have back in the day, if you did have a million house tabs or you had a con cape, it wasn't that bad. You'd only have to do the emergency brew once or twice and just do the redemption. But with the new method, with the new warmth meter, it's so much better. Now, if only we could get you to stop getting hit so much when you're fletching, and that's the only thing.
See, and that's one
Or
thing.
or not even. You know what? Keep fletching. Just get hit more. Maybe you know what? If you don't stop fletching, you get hit a little bit more. Fuck it. Because that's the oh my god, dude. I swear to God, the game has eye tracking software with Wintertodd and Vorkath. I swear to God, as soon as you look away, a big ball of Vorkath comes. As soon as you look away at Wintertodd, the fucking cold seeps into your fucking dick. I swear to God.
Yeah, well, RuneScape is just one of the okay. So like in any other game, if you spend 1,000 hours in it, like minimum, or let's just say minimum 1,000 hours in like most games, you are a god. You don't fail anything.
You've 100%ed almost every game on consoles, anything.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, the character in that game is usually unkillable, can one hit anything, you don't fail any actions. I'm thinking of like Skyrim, right? Like if you put 1,000 hours into Skyrim, you one hit everything, don't fail anything, and then you have RuneScape, and it's like, okay, if you put in 2,500 hours and you max everything, you still fail. Yeah, you're still gonna fail.
I mean, they have people speed running max, but it's like you can do that, but then on an Iron Man, after you max, time to get them items, boy.
Yep.
You're killing shit. Let's go.
This is a completely separate grind. Dude, it's just so funny because I feel like when you play a main, the moment that you hit like 70 base combat stats, if you have any friends, you're like, all right, time to go to Gobbler's Dungeon.
Yep.
You're killing fucking garage door with 3 of your buddies on a Friday night, hoping you just get fucking tassets or a chest plate. Oh, dude, the
I remember
days.
the first time I ever went to God Wars on the main with my boy Pulp. Some guy. I think he was just some gold farmer. Some gold farmer hopped onto the world, had a DFS, and was just beating the fuck out of him because he didn't have to. He didn't even have to. He didn't have to eat anything. I don't even know how he got the kill. Dude copped tacits and dipped. I'm like, are you third
That's
kill?
insane. That's
Third
a
kill.
crazy drive
All
by.
right, third kill, and he just all you see is ja 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 ja. I'm like, oh my god, here we go, here we go.
Dude, the Vinnies, the different breed of
The gold
animals.
farmers, man, the gold farmers are they're. It's funny because I don't now that I'm on to more higher PVM grinds or not a main, not seeing these public areas. I don't really see them that often anymore. It's rare. It's very rare because they're doing the very simple, easy cash where you can just it's consistent. They're not grinding out. They're not going to kill Vardorvis 1,500 times to get a fucking ring.
Mm-hmm.
They're going and killing Zalcano 16,000 times because it's consistent money
Yeah. Or they
and they
just
slip through the cracks.
or they smarten up and they get bot farms and
Yeah.
they just sell mass amounts of gold. Well, but I feel like farming gold on RuneScape is not as lucrative anymore. I mean, obviously, if you have an endless amount of bots, I mean that's
Yep.
you have an infinite amount of like profit margin, so it's not a bad investment if you know how to do that and you want the headache of selling gold. By all means, my hats off to the people that do that shit. That still blows me away that in this day and age, there's just some Chinese dude out there with 100 bots doing some task.
Yep. They got
And
some fucking server computers setting up 1,000,000 of them at a time.
yep, and they're just playing the game and then trading off all the gold, and then they make a substantial amount of money. But dude, back in the day when like all the Vinnies, before people really knew that Vinnies were gold farming, those were the days. Those were the days to gold farm because it was 1-to-1, and the duel
Yep.
arena was still around. So people were just fucking, dude. I was a clan. If you know, you already know the clan I'm talking about. Multiple people in that clan just real war trading every weekend after a good night at the duel arena. And
I'm sure.
one guy made so much goddamn money that he gave it to his parents because he was 17 years old and he had 40 grand in a PayPal account. What do
Oh
you
my
what do you
god.
do with that?
It's like, dude, that's like take home year's salary right there.
Yeah,
After Trump gets his little cut, you know what I'm saying?
you don't even fucking talk to me about that. We got a comment on the last base tape said that I had a liberal crash out.
Liberal crash out.
Yeah,
I listen. I'm not. I'm the last guy. Listen, I live in Massachusetts. We're a very very blue state. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't care about the fucking. I'm not a political guy, man. I go to work, I go home, and I play RuneScape. All that other shit does not matter. Doesn't affect me. And people are like, well, it'll affect you one day. Yeah, well, it's not right now, buddy. Not right now.
well,
It's not in my vision. It's not in I don't know, man. The politics shit's crazy, man.
well, that's just the internet nowadays, my friend. We live in a very political time, and depending on who you are, you think one side is literally eroding the foundation of like the country you live in, right? And also just
Yep.
internet is dead theory, massive amount of bot farms, um, multiple other government entities around the world trying to sway your opinion one way or another. It's just a really weird time to live in, and then that gets mixed in to like with the RuneScape community as well. And I would say that we are a left leaning community. but there have
For
been
sure.
a few content creators coming out of the woodworks that kind of like fill in the right position of the political spectrum. There's
There's definitely a few out there.
I would say Mr. King Condor. My hat's off to you, good sir. Was one of those people. Good old Australian bloke. One of the nicest Australians you could meet, because just well, maybe not, but maybe in a base scale of like all Australians, maybe he's one of the nicest ones you can meet. You don't know.
I would definitely put a couple people in front of him that I know more personally, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you went on, let's say you take a trip to Australia, you go to good old Sydney. Like, what are the odds you're gonna run into a bogan that wants to bash your head in, right?
Who knows? Probably pretty easy, but I don't know. I've never been out there.
I would love to fucking go to Australia, bro. Except for the animals. The animals terrify me. I couldn't live there, bro.
Yeah, they find new shit every week. I feel like
the pictures that I've seen of people like just casually like filming a huntsman spider clinging to their wall, and the huntsman spider is big enough to pay taxes. It freaks me out, bro. They're just like, oh,
burn the whole house down.
I feel like here in America, we're so goddamn lucky that we've destroyed everything. So like the ecosystem doesn't overtake us. We just like pour concrete everywhere. Like
The
fuck
funniest thing for me with spiders is like at work. I almost never see the spider. I am always taking out years worth of fucking cobwebs. Also, dude, you'll see like the petrified little white spiders that are like wrapped up in their own fucking webbing, and you're like, when did that thing die? Is that thing alive? You poke the web, and you're like, no, 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 he's dead. I can't. I almost hate spider webs more than I hate spiders. Being a tall guy, dude, I work with guys who are like 5'8", 5'9", almost 6 foot. Me being damn near 6'3", I'm 6'5" with boots on, bro. I hit every single cobweb.
Yep.
They'll walk by, I'll hit it. I'm like, booby trapped, and they're like, what? What happened? I'm like, dude, a fucking cobweb just hit me in the mouth. I can't stand cobwebs, bro.
I hate cobwebs too as a tall
Them
man.
shits piss me off.
Yeah, it's funny. I would expect Electrician to run into spiders all the time, especially like in the line of work that you're opening up old machines, or you're going into attics or into places that like humans aren't like regularly staying at, and like that's where spiders love to make their homes, where there are no humans.
Yep.
Dude, I'll never forget 6 months into working a construction job, we hit some fiber line, and they brought a dude out to fix the fiber line. He went back to the trace of origin, and it's like this poly plastic thing sticking about the ground. You take it off. I don't know if you've seen those, or if you know what I'm talking about, but it basically holds like it's the starter place for all the cables. And he opens it up, and right there in the middle of the cables is a black widow in a web. And
Oh my god.
this dude was so fucking calm about it, bro. He's like, oh, look at that black widow. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, how do you know it's a black widow? And he fucking granted, he did have gloves on, but he takes his fucking finger and like and moves it around, and like I see like the red hourglass on the belly.
Ugh.
And I'm like, holy fuck, why did you just do that? I'm like, those fuckers move fast. They're not slow. What if it decided it just wanted to go up your arm and fucking bite you, bro? He's like,
Yep.
no, they're just scared. And then like he like picked it up and like put it on the ground. And I was like, I instantly just walked away.
Electricians are a different breed.
They
Electricians are a different breed, man. I can't. That's
Mm.
one trade I don't think I could ever do.
I
I've
don't.
always thought about like when I was at the tech school, I really liked electrical, but I'm like, I don't know if I could be an electrician. And on the roughs, you're like, man, all these guys are fucking doing is drill little fucking holes, pull wires, fucking hit plastic in the wall, man. Fuck you, I want to do that shit. And then on the finish, they've got a 20-foot fucking step ladder to put up this $5,000 chandelier. Don't drop it, asshole. Oh, it's held by 2 screws. Good luck.
Yeah, my
I'm
dad
good.
was an electrician by trade, and eventually like got his master's license. So, and he did HVAC too, heating and air. And he was eccentric, and he had been shocked a lot. And so he always said that electricians are always a little weird, and I
For
believe
sure.
it. I definitely believe it.
I think the last service call I went on, I fucking I was an AC unit was out, ended up being the capacitor, but I think I don't remember what I was doing, but I was testing something, and I touched one side of the contactor, which has your two sides of 24 volts coming from the inside unit and your thermostat, which 24 volts isn't bad, but you definitely be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. You'll definitely like, especially even putting thermostats on the wall. Sometimes, like they'll have the unit on downstairs and the wires just sticking out. So you're like, oh, let's start stripping this, and you touch them together, like, oh, that's live. Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely feel it to your elbow. I got hit by a leg of 110 once because the unit wasn't coming on, the outdoor unit. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Somebody else wired it. The guy I was working with at the time, and I just go to check the nuts to see if they're tightened. One of them was loose, literally fell off, and I grabbed the fucking one of the lines. Mind you, it's the middle of summer. It's probably 85 plus degrees outside. Sun's beaming on me. When you get hit by electricity like that, your whole body goes cold, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
whew,
Yeah. Fucking.
crazy.
My dad told me a story, and dude, it just it shows how like fucking humans are so desensitized to shit sometimes. It's so crazy. He comes home from work one day, and he told me a story about how one of his coworkers just died on the job site.
Yep.
That he was installing lights, and that he was up on fuck, what's the one of those portable elevators? You know, the platform
Yeah,
elevators.
like just a lift.
Yeah, a lift, just a standard lift, and he's installing these
Scissor
lights.
lift.
And he had been up there for like an hour and a half, and it was time to go to lunch. And they call up to him and they're like, "Yo, Gary, it's time to go to lunch." And he was sitting down on a bucket, like this. That's how he was. And he was installing something, and he just wasn't moving. And they get him down, and motherfucker was dead. He got electrocuted. And he did the wrong thing, or he touched the wrong thing, or I don't know entirely what happened, who fucked up, but someone fucked up, and he was just fucking dead. And my dad's just fucking telling me this while we're having. I'm 8 years old at the dinner table, and he's just calmly telling me this story and being like, "That's why you don't fuck with electricity." And he's like,
Yeah, I mean,
pass the salt."
especially being on a lift. I mean, you're all you're if you're touching that at all with your body, you're toast. You're
Yeah,
fucking toast because you got
yeah.
to be grounded. That's the biggest thing. That's why they say, like, I remember in electrical the class, they're like, you gotta you have. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to wear work boots. You need to have insulated soles. You gotta have those rubber soles, man.
No, absolutely. I'll never forget a quote from my very inbred redneck foreman at my old job, telling me why he would never be an electrician. And it went something like, "Well, I can't see it and I can't taste it. And by the time you feel it, you can taste it and see it, and it's too late."
Oh
And
my
I,
god.
and I was like, "That's actually a pretty good point." And then he would make me hop down in a 20-foot ditch to install water line. So,
Sounds about right.
to each their own, I guess. We live in this life, and there's a lot of pros and cons to what we do, and shit has to get done, unfortunately.
Y Somebody's gotta do it, and sometimes it's you.
Not for me anymore. I said, fuck that shit. The moment they
You
started
know what I
making me
mean?
get on equipment, I was like, I'm out of here. You want me to dig the ditch? Like what? Like 6 inches? We lay in water line, the small water line. Like, oh no, I need to. You want me to help?
6 feet?
He's like,
Hell no.
fuck no, dude. The amount of time, dude. When you work with a grading crew or a pipe crew, the amount of shit that just gets hit in the ground that's not supposed to be getting hit by people that have been in the trade for 20 plus fucking years, and you want me with 3 years experience to get on? Fuck you. Fuck
Yep.
no. I'm good.
You gotta think about it too, especially, like, on the bigger properties, man, like, especially if that shit's existing, you might just you might just rip up the gas line. You got no idea.
Bro,
Next thing you know, you're scrambling to call the fucking the gas company. You're calling every plumber you know. I couldn't. I've heard there's one plumber that works at the company, the foreman for the guys where I work. He tells me there was one job they hit the gas line 4 separate times, and he said, "I'm not putting another fucking coupling on this. If you rip this up again, we're going from the street back to the house because this is fucked up."
yeah,
They kept digging it up in different spots because it literally goes from the street to the house in whatever orientation some last asshole put it in, whether it's straight, curved, or fucked up. Who knows?
bro,
And
dude.
that's usually like that's a really really corrugated like plastic pipe. Like it's probably a very annoying to coupling because I think they're just
Yeah.
I think they're compression fittings. So that like first off, those are fucking scary in of their own. But putting multiple underground, no thanks.
Yeah, dude, I'll never forget we were working downtown about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. Um and it's a very old town, and they're putting in like some new type of like skyline bar to some fucking bullshit. And we're putting in the sewer system for them, and it's a 10-foot manhole. It's pretty fucking deep, and we're coming across this big fucking concrete pile. And the foreman's there, the superintendent's there, and the superintendent's like, it's probably just old concrete trash. But looking at the plans and the markings, there's a water line near here.
Old
And,
foundation.
and the superintendent was like, rip it out the ground. This shit needs to get done today. Because, dude, it was a Friday, 11:30
Always a Friday.
a.m., 11 fucking 30, like 30. We're about to go to lunch, and then it's just gonna be an easy day after that, where we just pack dirt and refill the ditch, right? Because we just have to put in one more stick of pipe into the fucking manhole, and the day's pretty much fucking done.
Just one more.
And we come across this goddamn concrete pile, and the superintendent's like, "Rip it up." He's like, "I'm not gonna call anybody out here. We need one more stick." And my fucking foreman's like, "Okay." He's like, because we're not we're subbed out to these guys. And the foreman I was working with at the time, if the superintendent said go for it, he wouldn't call anyone on our side to confirm things of what we're doing. He would just fucking do it. Because according to him, that's all he fucking needs is the superintendent's permission. And we ended up ripping a 40-inch water main
Hmm.
out of the fucking ground, bro. And
Yep.
I've never seen a ditch, which by the way, that's connected to an ongoing water system already,
Yep.
fill up with water, bro. It,
You can't just shut that shit off. Well, you can, but
keep in mind,
somewhere else.
this was the third time we had hit a water line out on this job site.
Yep.
Twice in 1 week. And water, we had just asphalted the road that we had torn up too. So there's literally an asphalt crew going, and all of a sudden water is just gushing out into the street. And it
Yep.
floods a business that is just now moving everything in.
You
And
gotta love it, man.
bro, and we had just returned the pump the other day. Like, we had a water pump to pump out water of ditches if it rained overnight, and we had just returned.
Little
Dude,
transfer pump.
it was, bro, it was such a fucking shit show. And dude, that was one of my breaking points at that job, being like, I'm never gonna do this as a career. The moment I get a chance to leave this shit, I'm fucking out the fucking door. I can't do this. I can't do this, man.
Yeah, bro, it's not for. Listen, man, it's trade work isn't for everybody. It's stressful. It's stressful, and then the biggest problem I face day to day is other people's incompetence, and
Mhm.
it's tough, man. You know, there's some days you just gotta walk away. You know, there's some days you gotta walk away, think about it, come back later, put different eyes on it, go to sleep. You know, it's hard to let things not get to you too, because the biggest problem I face also on the last job I did, I had 3 guys working under me trying to get this house done. The biggest problem was the roof isn't done, and we're getting water in this house every fucking day. And I'm trying to run flex duct, and that shit's all fiberglass. The shit gets wet once, it's toast. It's useless. And then you're under the gun trying to get a job done when the house isn't even fucking ready. So you got the fucking builder bitching at you, why ain't you done? Why ain't you done? And you turn around like you're not even close to being done.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest thing we face in 2025 now is jobs are so behind, whether it's you're waiting on equipment, you're waiting on material, you don't have the workers, or the biggest thing, homeowners don't know what they want because it's all architects and designers building these houses, or not building, creating these houses based off of what the homeowners say. And
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, it's being made. You've got studs in the wall, and oh, this room's kind of small. You know, like
Yeah.
it's indecision. I'm actually on a project right now where things have changed so much. I want to say the supervisor on the job, I think he just quit because of it. I was told word on the street is today was his last day. And I think because of how indecisive and terrible the homeowners are, changing everything, the project's been going on for over 2 years. And it's in an area where it's historic district. So you need to keep the house a certain size. You can only do this many additions. You can only do this color. You can't have this out front. So they're very stuck on what they can do. And the house is already built, and things just keep changing, keep changing, keep changing. And I think that guy actually walked out because of it. And that's a brutal project. And that one's going to probably go on for another couple months before they're even close. And because, like, it's funny, you walk around. I get there yesterday. I'm working there. I get in the front door. They've got caution tape right in front of me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are the stairs out going to the second floor? I'm like, oh my God. Did it change again? Are they changing the stairs again? Or did they get called because the ceiling in the basement's not high enough because you're supposed to have a certain clearance from the bottom step to where the sheetrock hits? And I'm pretty sure they weren't even close because me being 6'3", I'm ducking under that. And I want to say it's like, I want to say it's like 6'5" or something. You got to be from a step to like the floor above you. And I feel like they probably got called on it. And then I'm walking around, you see like blue tape on the walls and it says move switches here. I'm like, dude, they're way too late in the game to be changing where fucking switches are going, bro. Oh,
It,
so I think that guy walked out. I think the homeowners must have came by, made all those changes, and the dude was like, fuck this. You know what? Fuck you. I'm out of here. I'm done making this stupid house for you.
bro, and that's what it needs to be sometimes, because there's a lot of parallel in what you do and what I used to do, because you'd be as the grading crew, we're the first people out there if there's not like land that needs to be cleared.
Yep.
So we literally go out there and we see the plans for everything. And dude, the amount of times a set of plans change after
Weekly.
yeah, after work being done is in fucking sane, bro. It's absolutely fucking crazy. The amount of work hours that came from our job sites that we profited on were from revisions. Because
Yep.
that's not in the contract, so now we're going to bill you hourly. And of course,
time and material.
yeah, and so when you bill them hourly and then again time and material, you just make a fucking killing off it. And I think that's why my grandfather fucking has that business, is because he knew that people would just fuck up. And you could just charge out the fucking ass. So because he never really cared about hourly work. He just wanted to keep getting contracts on these huge dude, we would get the worst fucking job sites. Dude, I worked there for 4.5 years. I can count on, if I lost 3 fingers on one hand, I could still count on that hand how many good job sites I was on. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane, bro.
It's
It's
not it's not good when you're on a bad job site.
dude, would you oh dude, the anxiety. You would just you'd get home and you would dread going to bed because you have to
Yep.
wake up and go back to that go back to
That's
that
how I
fucking
did.
hell.
There's projects we have going on right now that fit that bill you just described,
Oh
and
man.
I got one about an hour away from me. I had to go there the other day. They can't figure out a good spot for the outdoor units for the ACs. Where we originally wanted to go with them, they want to take the deck down and do all stairs going out to the pool, blah 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 blah. But you can only go a certain length with the line sets on an AC unit before you need to upsize. So we have like 60 feet of this one size going up to this unit upstairs, and I could maximum go another 40 without upsizing it. Where they wanted to go was like another 80 feet. I'm like, dude, we can't do that out front. We can go out back. And they're like, well, the giant windows, you'll see the units. I'm like, you ain't have an AC then, buddy. Good luck.
You'll dude, that is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. You'll see the God forbid you see something
But
that is a part of your house.
you got to realize though, we're working on projects that are just gigantic houses, man. And these people, they're paying so much money, and they don't, they don't want to see it, they don't want to hear it. But you're on an old house, so it's like, you got to deal with what you got, and it's tough, man. Not like I say it all the time. Somebody, it's I feel like, what is it? Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy. Somebody's got to do it. It sucks, but somebody's got to do it.
Well, I
And if
think
not
that's
you, it's me.
yeah, and I know as soon as I quit, they found someone else to do what I
That
did, you know?
it's always the funniest thing, like, oh, your company doesn't care about you, they'll replace you. And it's like, yeah, they will, but you got to take pride in what you do.
No, and don't get me wrong, when I was there is one thing I can say about my old job. When a good day was good and everything went right and you did get to make something or do something that like you could feel proud of yourself, like that always felt good.
Yep,
And
sense of accomplishment.
yeah, and like that for me, like video creation and editing also is that same somewhat of a same process. There's a lot of feelings that I find similar in this line of work that I found in my old line of work. And maybe that's just like because it's just work related. I just like I have those emotions, sometimes negative, sometimes positive. I mean, at the end of the day, all work is work, and most work is just going to be boring and monotonous, and maybe you're trying to automate it as much as you can. But when you do something that you're proud of, there's no better feeling. And with streaming, video editing, video creation, or even just posting a funny meme on Twitter, seeing the reaction from other people, from the community, from the
Yep.
internet, it's very gratifying.
Yeah, like for example, like the mixing, man, like out of nowhere, I feel like I got a lot of traction with it, and the people love it. They're loving every single one that's coming out now, and it's definitely one of the things in life that I look forward to doing. Obviously, streaming is one of them, and playing the game's one of them. But the one night a week for the mix is the Saturday night mix is that's the I don't care. Listen, I made the alt because we were when during the Inferno. I didn't want to stream the DJing because then people are like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?" Blah blah blah. So I made the alt. Now it's like I don't even care. You could have 3 people show up, man. I don't care. I'm having a good time. It's not about that anymore. It's and the best thing is you don't make it live. I got that shit on SoundCloud, and if YouTube allows me, it's going on YouTube. Which I have had trouble recently playing some of Marlon Hofstadt. Is you take a song from his SoundCloud, and then they're trying to make it as a single. So as the label's creating it into a single to be purchased, the soundtrack must go through YouTube on their DMCA shit, and they're like blocked everywhere. My last mix, which I just remixed it last night, Turbo Bangers 9, third fucking remix to get it on YouTube. It's a Walking on a Dream remix. He released it on SoundCloud a couple weeks ago, but it was blocked. And I'm like, oh, maybe it'll come out this Friday. This Friday comes. He released a song with another chick that's a banger. I'll use later, but that other song still hasn't came out. So YouTube's got it blocked from everyone. So I'm like, well, we'll just take that one track out and remix everything.
That's that's still insane to me that this shit happens, because isn't what you're doing technically like DMCA worthy of doing? Like it's under fair use.
So what I realized, and this isn't like, this is all just from my brain because I think about a lot of things and I try to problem solve, and I think that's why I really like what I do in HVAC is solving these houses. It's just like the Inferno, solving a wave, solve everything in my brain. I don't think the labels care about me playing it. I think the labels care about YouTube profiting off of it. So YouTube
Mm.
so YouTube has these things in place where it's like, okay, certain songs in certain areas, the labels don't want them hearing. Like for example, what is it? I can't think of the name of the song off the top of my head, but I remember I used one in a mix once, and like it was the only song that made it blocked in the US. And it's like, well, that makes sense. That's their number one song. But like a lot of the ones I use from German labels, labels out in Spain, the UK, I get it blocked in Russia and Belarus. That's the only places that get blocked now. Like with because I'm using such obscure tracks, but they must be so big in those areas. The labels are like, no, 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 they can't watch this. But here in
Interesting.
America, it's fine. That was definitely the hardest thing about getting mixes on YouTube. My first mix had 24 copyright infringements, which not most of them didn't make it, so the video was blocked. But there were, I think, 6, which is the record I've had. 6 that made it blocked in areas. I don't think a single country in the world could view it. It was that bad. But you live and you learn, and it's definitely trial and error. Most I've been very good, except for the last 2 mixes, on getting the copyrights where they're viewable in every country but those 2 that I spoke of earlier.
It's so funny that Russia and Belarus doesn't allow any fun.
It's just because the type of music I like playing, the trance, the hard house, the very, very bassy music is what they love out there. And these artists and just have, I don't know, it's the labels, man. I don't really understand the labels. I wish I did more, but it's it's wild, man. And I definitely, it does suck having a good mix like that and having to remix it because it's a really good song that I had to cut out. But once it gets released, we'll throw it in one again. It'll be like a little throwback to the
So
people who've listened to it on SoundCloud. They'll remember.
is your DJ WideJuicy YouTube account? Are you even able to put ads on that? Are you making any monetization?
I'm not making any money on. I don't think a single mix that I've put out has dodged a copyright claim. So if I were to hit the 1,000, I think it's 1,000 subs and a bunch of watch hours, which I think we just hit 300, which is wild.
It's that big dog
I
mix, bro.
think the Big Dog Mix did well, did very well. That one I think got me almost 30 subscribers. That's literally a tenth. Um, I don't think a single mix I've put out has the little money sign next to it. They all have the little copyright C. So if I were to start making money off of YouTube revenue, I would either have to make my own songs or use songs that are so obscure I get through the copyright shit. But every mix has at least 10 songs that trigger them, and most of them make it so I can they're seen in the entire world, but it would affect monetization. I don't think a single one I have would make me any money. So it's truly for the love of it, man. I enjoy it, and I mean, obviously, like if it does take off, the next step would be making my own tracks. That's the next step.
You know what pisses me off about that entire situation? If you go out in the world anywhere, and go to a bar or you go to a venue, you have people doing exactly what you're doing to larger crowds,
Hmm.
and there's nothing that applies to them. But if
I
you do it
think
online, like, oh, that's a problem.
I want to say there are DJ licensings or licenses that you have to apply for to actually play out in places. I'm not sure because I'm a bedroom DJ, but I think to even play out in certain areas, you need to have one. I don't know though. I've heard about it and I've looked it up and I was looking into it and I don't think it's that much, but it's also like I think you need to. There's so many loopholes too. It's like you need to pay. I think you need to pay for all the songs to be able to. I don't know. All
Th-
I know is what I know from what I see, and it's
maybe if, like, I don't see how they would enforce that, like, starting out, like, especially if you're just going to, like, your local bar and you're like, hey, can I DJ here for $50? And they're like, let me see your DJ licensing. They're not doing that shit.
I
But
think I think definitely on a smaller scale, you're correct.
it's probably for like official venues and or some shits
Yes, I think it's like festivals and shit.
where there's
I'd say
HRs that are planning this shit, and corporate lawyers are involved.
yep, record companies and fucking like you're saying, a real venue, not just the fucking bar over there.
That's so fucking. That just remind. Did you see the Daniel? What's that guy? The bald guy that yells in his car, Daniel Herschel or something.
Oh, that guy freaks me out. Uber loves that guy. That guy freaks me the fuck out.
Did you see one of his? I want to say recent, but it's probably a couple weeks old at this point. But he's basically talking about living in America every every
No,
30 days.
I no.
He's talking about how in America every 30 days you turn around, you owe like 6 different people $200.
Yep.
Like it's like everyone I know just wants $200 from me. That just remind, like, to be a DJ, you got to pay for all this. You got to pay for. You got to have good equipment. You got to have the skills to do it. You got to have the good sense of music for the crowd you're going to. And then on top of that, you need licensing fees and you need to pay for copyright infringement shit. And it's like, fuck, man. It's
Yeah, like I'd love to get like upgrade the SETI, but I think the little DDJ FLX4 is going to be here for a while. I would like to get one with its own interface so I could step back and, do like an actual green screen, but for now we're fucking tied to the desk cuz I got to use the damn fucking monitor for the software.
Dude, I see. Fuck it, get the green screen anyway. Just try to maybe think of like a different front-facing camera angle that you could do for it instead of
For sure. The problem I have though is the front facing is cool, but it's like the stand I have now for the equipment, it tilts it away. Like it tilts it towards me, not towards the camera, and it's not flat. If it was flat, I would be really sick. But it's and I I even have the fucking I have there's a laptop bar at the top. So like if you because it's technically like the controller I have, people mainly use it with laptops. That's how you can get around with it, right?
mm-hmm.
And I use the pair of snips I have that cut kind of thicker gauge metal because it's pretty thick, but it's all aluminum. I cut those bars down because they're I'd say like 10 inches long, and my keyboard's only friggin' 4.5, 5 inches long. I cut them down and put the little rubbers on them, and I have the keyboard sitting where the laptop's supposed to be, so I can still type the emotes in the fucking chat during the mixes because that was the biggest thing. If you look at the old backlogs, like when I first started mixing on YouTube pre 2025, like the ones from 2024, I was using the box it fucking came in to to put it off the desk, and my keyboard was way off to the left, and my mouse was like it barely had any room on the fucking mouse pad. It was crazy.
Well, what blows me away is how short you've been doing this, because I've listened to the Big Dog mix, and I was just listening to the Modelo mix before having you on. And bro, number one, you have a really good taste in music. And
Thank you.
to be honest, my opinion of music doesn't really matter too much because I listen to a lot of weird and obscure shit. But your music taste is really good in terms of dance music. Every time I put on a playlist, I'm sitting there just dancing in my fucking chair. It's really good for shaking your ass too. But
That's the bounce. That's the bounce part of the techno. I have every mix I make, I try to incorporate a similar sound because that's what SoundCloud will give me. SoundCloud recommends songs that are similar to what you started with. That's how I found all my music. You find a really good track, you start a playlist with that. Like you could literally grab any song and it'll grab another fucking 50 that are just like it. I don't know if the AI must look at the waveform and just copy them. Like, oh, this one's similar like this. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know how they do it. SoundCloud is undefeated.
that's crazy that SoundCloud to this day, dude. I'm so happy that SoundCloud is still just on the forefront of finding new music
It's
for people.
it's funny because so like pre 2024, I had never used SoundCloud. As soon as I start doing the mixes, I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, the software, because originally it's like, okay, I have my playlist on Spotify. Okay, how do I get those? Oh, you can't download from Spotify. Okay, let's figure out a way. Oh, the software I used, Recordbox, has an integration with SoundCloud, and you can stream from SoundCloud like your playlists, and it'll just kind of put it on the program. And it was fine when I had a smaller like music category. Like now that I've got probably 20 or 30 playlists now. My like songs went from 100 to like 2,000, 3,000. You try to load that shit, that fucking software gets so laggy. So now we borrow from SoundCloud. Pretty cool. But it's just crazy, man. Like I'd never used it before I started DJing, and I think for finding new electronic music, it's undefeated. I don't really find the rap I find on SoundCloud. I'm not the biggest fan of. I will say, people are like, "Oh, dude, SoundCloud era of rappers." Like, I heard them after their SoundCloud era, so it's like now you hear the new people, and it's like I can't really get into it, and I'm not
We're
really on
old,
the rap
man.
wave. I'm not on the rap wave anymore. So
We're
like,
old, bro.
I
We're
got the
unk status.
classics.
We're unk
I
status
got the
now.
classics. It's fine. But for electronic music, man, it's insane because new shit comes out every single week. You got people no name putting out insane bangers. It's just crazy, man. Like, and I got a good ear for this shit. Not to self suck, but like, I I like the sound that I'm cultivating, and the biggest thing is putting it all together. Every mix. Before I used to kind of go that in the software, it'll tell you if two songs are within key, and that's the biggest thing somebody told me was if you mix in key, it doesn't fucking matter as long as the fucking drums are aligned. You're cool. So I now, ever since what is it on SoundCloud from Turbo Bangers 5 on or on YouTube, the Big Booty Trance mix with the chick with the big ass that I'm like, oh my God, look at that.
Yeah.
From there on, those ones, I have the playlist, get the playlist on the computer, put every song in at a certain BPM, write it into my phone, which actually on the new mix, you can see my fucking set list on the phone that I keep looking down at. And it was frying me up. I was watching I actually got him up right now. Imposter PK. This dude looked just like Lopsy. Let me see. Let me show you this fucking guy. Hold on. He reminded me just of him. But he had it up and you could see fucking from the cam my phone with the fucking set list. I'm like, that kills me. But ever since that one, I've put all the songs in. put them to the certain BPM I want the mix to, which all of them from then have been 160 BPM. So I drag them to 160 up or down. I get the key it's in, and then I go from there. I go from 1 to 12. If I'm missing one, that'll be the start or the end. And then you just start plucking and pulling because there's, I think they call it the Camelot wheel or something, that like 1 to 12, A and B, if they're touching on the wheel, they're within key. So that's how I sort the mixes now. So that way I'm always mixing in key, but then I do a run through of it and I'm like, oh, upload to SoundCloud. Like, I like the way this one sounds, but I can do better. So then I start moving, like I'll go like 1A, 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 2B, 2A, 2B, like all down. Like this most recent one, I started at 1A, went to 12A, went to 11A, 11B, 12, and then back to 1, and like completely mixed up my first rendition. And I liked it so much more, I just had to take one song out. It's a really intricate way of doing it, and it's just fun putting them together, man. It's I definitely got to do a live set. Like, I mean, obviously it's all live on Twitch, but I mean, in person. My cousin out in LA, he actually works for UMG. He's a graphic designer for them. He's actually made sick ass merch. Like on I think he Pusha T's last tour, he did all the merch. I think he one of Nas's on his last tour. He did all the merch. He did merch for Kiss. He's like, dude, check this out. Show this to your dad.
That's crazy.
So he's out in LA now, and he's like, cuz we got to get you out here. When you playing a show? And I'm like, what? He's like, all you got to do, he's like, you got to get the mix you want, and you got to send it to these venues and see if they want you on there. And I'm like, well, send me some venues.
Bro,
But
family.
he's hard. He's hard to reach though, because you got that 3 hour time difference, and then he's
Yeah,
busy. Like
you're a graphic
he's that big
designer.
city life. That big city life, man.
But not only that, the job, he has a really big boy job. He's a graphic designer for a multi-million-dollar company.
Yep.
That's no trickle shit. Dude, I just find it funny that when family members find out you do something online, they're just all. I remember I told a cousin of mine once that I streamed RuneScape to like 10 to 15 people one time, and he's like, "Oh fuck, man, you're gonna be the next Mr. Beast." And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's just so funny hearing your cousin be like, "Hey, man,
Well,
you come out here and do shows."
the reason. Well, listen. So the second time I had ever touched a DJ deck was he's got like a 4-channel tractor, like sick as fuck. If you actually look at my SoundCloud, that picture he took of me while I'm in his little studio, he's got the MacBook hooked up. I'm going through his tracks. I'm looking at shit. I'm having fun messing with it. And he's like, it's getting late. His girl's going to bed. And he's like, cuz, listen, I see something here. You got to get you one of these, and you got to stay. He's like, I can see it. He's like, you need to get you your own setup and start working with it. And that was right after, that was literally a week after Vegas. I flew out to LA, was there for 5 or 6 days, and that was the first night I was fucking around with that, but it was like super late. We're bumping it. He's like, I see something here. So he put the seed in. I'm like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'll 9 months later, we bought a setup, and I've been doing mixes almost weekly since.
Well,
Bi-weekly. It's fun.
you need
Good
to
time.
keep doing them, bro, because they bump, bro. Like, and YouTube is one of those things, and maybe you'll blow up on SoundCloud, but
One day
yeah,
I'm gonna hit the algo on YouTube. I thought I thought Big Dog Mix was theirs, dude. Somebody actually, it's funny. Some if you look at Big Dog Mix, there is somebody with like a bunch of million subscribers. It's obviously some sort of account that's been bought by somebody or stolen, hijacked, whatever. Was like, I'm sending this to the moon, and it's some verified account. That night, it got over 400 views in like an hour. I'm like, did we just hit the algorithm? But it turns out I think the guy just botted it. So like
Oh
I
man.
think it literally hit 1,000 in a night from 600. But then like a week later, all those numbers came off, and then it was like it plateaued for a week because of it. I'm like, fuck.
Bro, I feel like YouTube is like a very vindictive system where if it thinks you're trying to fudge its numbers, it'll just completely
Exactly.
turn off the
That's
faucet.
exactly what it was. It saw that somebody botted it and was like, all right, well, the same 30 people that are bumping it are gonna keep bumping it, but we're not putting it on the homepage anymore or something. Because I'll see some gems pop up on my homepage. It'll be like released 3 days ago. It's got 100 views. I'm like, well, what's this hitting for? And you're like, this is instant gold. But YouTube knows. I think YouTube might have the same thing as SoundCloud, where it recognizes like audio waves and like recommends you shit like that. I think that they must have AI that can just look at that and get you 100 that are just like it in an instant.
Well, here's
Scary.
what pisses me off about YouTube, TikTok, any of these social media companies that have algorithms. Uh, Even if you're producing shit content, your YouTube can push you to the right audience if it wanted to.
Yep.
Here's the thing now you can pay for it through promotions, through advertisement. I
I've seen
mean,
that.
it is unfucking real, bro. And like, do you know that's like half of like what TikTok is now? That if you
I'm
see
sure.
like influencers or people making videos just pop in and out of nowhere, it turns out more than likely they're just paying for the views. They're paying for the attention, and that ties into like a theory that I talked about on one of these base tapes a couple episodes ago about like AI getting smarter and all these companies that like are using your data are 100% feeding it back into an AI algorithm, and they're
Yep.
going to use that algorithm to become you. And here's what I think is going to happen. It's already happening now, but in the future, you're going to be able to be famous online, but not to actual people. Like you'll be able to pay for the illusion of having a following or an audience. I can
Yep.
100% see it happening.
Well, I mean, it'll be both. You'll have boosted views, but that's just to get it to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because and that's something I talk about with Uber all the time. Listen, we to backpedal back to Twitter. We have a system, right? It's a two-step process with tweets. We draft them up, we send them to each other. Is this a banger? What can we do? What do we do about this? We make the edits, we send it. Ever since Twitter, this is I'm leaking the strat. I don't give a fuck. As soon as Twitter changed their policies with, like, you used to be able to look at who liked a certain tweet, right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You could like hit the little like button. Once you liked it, you could like it and see who else liked it. You could see they're like on a certain post, oh, who's a freak, who's liking this shit as well,
Yep.
or oh, this chick posted some thirst trap or she looks really good. I'm gonna press the like button. Let's see what other fucking horny bastards are on here.
Yeah, Sausage
Ever
Spits just
since
posted whole. I
exactly,
remember that day.
ever since they turned that shit off, it's free for all. Listen, if you see one of my tweets hit the timeline, has 0 views and 1 like, I don't want to hear nothing. It spawned with 1 like. I don't know how it did, but it spawned with 1 like. And people are more apt to like something if other people have liked it. And that ties into your whole AI thing with promoting videos. If you're watching a video and it doesn't have a lot of traction on it, like you might just scroll right past it. But if you see something with 200,000 likes on Instagram or something, you're watching a reel, like, oh, maybe, you see that big number. All right. A bunch of other people have liked this. Let me fucking watch this whole minute reel or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
You're more apt to give something the time of day if other people are liking it. So what we've done is, You just pop the likes. You gotta send it to the Discord, get other people to like it. Like, for example, I think one of the tweets I had that blew up, like, you give it that first 5 or 10 and it's a slow cooker. But as soon as like 10, 15, 20 people like it, it turns into 50. The 50 turns into 100. The 100 turns into 300. You see a tweet blow up like that, it's because you see other people liking it, and it's like the like-mindedness. I like this too. And it's it's wild, man. The like, I want to say it's social engineering is
No,
Rue and
yeah.
I talk about it all the time. It's wild that, like, you could have the most base take, funny ass tweet, but if only 5 people like it, it might just stay at 5 likes because people are like, oh, no, some people weren't fucking with it. I'm not gonna like that either. Or I think I side with that, but at the same time,
And dude, that
uh,
is people will say that we're projecting, but that is 100% the attitude of someone online looking at something.
it's 100% true, and
It's
it
100%
it is
true.
what it is. But listen, all I'm saying is the tech is to like your own tweet.
I
I'm leaking it here.
I think what you're saying is the tech is to also have 9 alt accounts.
Hey, look, you said it, not me.
Dude, that just reminds me of a certain content creator that we both know has like 7 different YouTube accounts that they will just go through and cycle on and watch it and then like it on that account. Just
Yep.
because
I
you
mean,
got
it's
you,
it's
bro.
it's the power of numbers, and it's crazy, man. Like, you can look at, like, for example, on my YouTube, Big Dog Mix is almost at 2,000 views, and I'm like, people see that one, they're like, oh, 2,000, let me click that. But if you see my older ones, they're left in the dust because it's like they only got a couple hundred, or like, oh, the algorithm's not pushing it. But it's just crazy because, and it also has to do, I guess, with the mixes being better, and you got people playing them on stream, talking about them. I get chatters I've never even seen before. I don't even think they follow me. I don't even think they know who I am, but they at me and put a Danny or the dance or the dancey, and I just hit them back with it.
Hell yeah, man.
It's crazy, man. I hate to be like, oh yeah, everybody loves me. Like, it's just it's intriguing to see the effect that it's had. And so I say little, it's almost been a year, but
I mean
it's crazy, man.
that dude, that's not a long time in terms of like content creation or starting something online, man. A year is like that's it's like growing something. It's like growing a fucking oak tree, man. Like the, trees take
Yep.
so fucking long to grow, but
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
yeah, but if you just get to that point, like you see residuals from it, and dude, that's just like when you see someone at you with the dance emote, that's just reaffirming, man. Knowing like I'm doing the
It's
right
cool.
thing.
It's
It's
cool.
cool. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
And
it's it gives me more of a, and it's funny because, like, obviously success is here, there, everywhere. But to see people enjoying it more and more and more versus even me streaming, like, I mean, I think I think I'm fucking hilarious, but also at the same time, I have a terrible sense of humor where I'm very raunchy, I'm very just dark, I'm kind of an asshole, right?
yeah,
And but everybody is to a degree. And I think I'm funny, but, like, some people won't give me the time of day. And it all depends too, like streaming, like I brought up the Commander Zilliana shit. Like, that boss is mad boring, bro. But at the same time, in the gear I have, I'm getting fucked up out there, so I have to focus. So if you come in on a stream with that, you could probably watch me for 4 or 5 minutes sometimes, and I'll say 3 things, and that's just streaming sometimes, man. The yap comes and goes. So it's nice to be able to do the DJ thing where I don't even got to say a goddamn word and people are loving it.
yep, yeah, dude. It's so funny. Just when Seth first started streaming, um, into like where he is now, and like the number one thing he's told me is like, if you stream, you can't shut up.
Yep.
You have to be saying something constantly, and it is so goddamn hard to just sit there and talk to yourself. You think it wouldn't be, but dude, it really is. Like if you think about it, if you're alone most of the day and you're going throughout your day, uh, a normal person usually isn't talking to fucking anybody, isn't talking out loud. You might say something to yourself every now and again, but you're fucking talking to you silence. You're just not saying shit. So like when you go onto a stream, you have to literally adapt to a different line of thinking, because
Yep.
at any moment, if a new chatter comes in and you're not saying anything and you just have the zoomer stare at your screen doing something, they're like, okay, why would I watch this when I can just go like 2 scrolls up and there's Dino saying
Yep.
his weird British shit. I can go watch that.
I talk about it all the time. The humble beginnings. You know, when I first started streaming, it was in the Qniques era. I started going live because I watched him, and I'm like, man, this guy really he really gives a fuck, and he does pretty good at it. And I'm like, you know, I could do it too. Fuck it. I have fun with this game. I play it enough where I could stream it. I always said, you know what, let's do it. And I have a good time. And I talk a lot, right? But some days, some days you just don't got it. Or some days, man, like I used to be the kind of guy that would go live when nobody else was live. And that was kind of the thing. I'd kind of siphon chatters like, oh, Prison Joe's not live. I'm going live. Oh, Prison Joe and Qniques aren't live. I'm going live. I
Yep.
don't care.
Yep.
But for a while, and it's like when I first started streaming, I was killing lizardmen shamans off task for the Dragon Warhammer. I remember I'd have the OBS open. You have the little fucking, you'd be like, oh, 113 followers. It would be like viewers, one, and the chat would be dead.
Yep.
And you start stream, nobody's there. You just got to start talking, man. And I'll never forget. I was talking one day. I don't think anybody had said a word. I'm just yapping about something. You got Chatter Steven coming in. Who the fuck are you talking to, bro? And I say, anybody that's listening, man.
Anyone that'll
Anyone.
listen. Anyone that'll
Anybody
listen.
that'll listen. And that stuck with me for a while because there's some days I don't even need chat and I can talk. But there's some days where you have nothing. And it depends on the content you're doing. Like I said, with Zilliana, it's very focus based, and sometimes I can't even think of a word, or chat's moving and I can't even read the chat. But some days chat doesn't move and chat's dead. And then like when maxing taught me a lot about streaming to the point where you just got to say something. You got to just start saying shit. It doesn't even matter. You got to pull people out of lurking. You got to either say some wild shit. It's tough, man. And I really found who I was as a streamer, streaming, skilling, and I found out who are the real ones and who aren't. Because a lot of people definitely left me in the dust when I was skilling, and which is I'm fine with it. But it was tough content, but we got through it, man. It was going home to go skill after work. I talk about it all the time, man. Like streaming and all that, playing RuneScape after I'm on a job site with dudes old, like twice my age, people older than me. I'm running this job. I'm pretty much the foreman on this job for my guys because my supervisor said, I'm not going there. You're doing that job, start to finish, everything. And then like you come here and now I'm like just this stinky Iron Man fucking streaming, man. It's almost surreal because it's like it's laughable. You're like, dude, I'm I'm sitting here streaming fucking video games when I gotta wake up in 7 hours. I'm sacrificing my sleep to play this fucking game. Damn well knowing I'm only getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep tonight. it's funny to look at, but it's all
Yeah.
for it's all for the love of the game, man.
Well, it's just it's such a hard environment right now, especially when you're not producing other content on the side.
Yep.
Um,
I,
it
it's
it
tough.
it sucks, and then I think about it too. It's like with this whole. Did you watch any of like the Kai Cenat Streamer University?
No, I didn't. I watch him a little bit, but he's another one of those. I'm like, he's a great streamer. You got a closed chat, but I don't have the time to watch him usually because I feel like he's a daytime guy too.
I like to watch him depending on like what he was doing. During the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef, he was one of my favorite streamers to watch his highlights on YouTube reacting to it. Anything he's done with Drewski or Kevin Hart was really entertaining. But
Those clips are so good.
they really are. But they during his streamer university thing where he had all these content creators come to like learn how to be a streamer or a content creator. One of the things that pissed me off was one of the classes, quote unquote classes that people went to was like the art of like clickbait and
Yep.
like the art of like clip farming. And the guy straight up just said, make it up. And that makes me sad because I feel like a lot of people have taken that to heart. And a lot of like content that I see online, especially in short version, is just, it's not even real.
It's all fake.
Everything's fake to the point where like we're getting like faked police body cam footage for clicks and views. And
One thing I can say is if anybody says I'm clip farming, bro, I'm just that dumb. And some days I'm just that stupid.
well, it's hard. Like, how do you clip farm RuneScape? It's a lot more entertaining just to be an IRL streamer and have your stepmom come in and talk about how she found your dirty underwear in the toilet or some shit or whatever dumb fucking thing that
Yep.
content creators are doing nowadays to blow up on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. I just feel like we're just in such an age where everything is so disingenuous. But like you have to do it. Like how else are people going to pay attention to you?
You got, and that's another thing. You got to stand out.
Absolutely.
You got to be different. And that's like one of the things too with like the Inferno streams. I'm like, how can I'm thinking to myself, how can I make it more enjoyable for the viewer? So for a while before I made my own mixes, I listen to a lot of my own now or a lot of the homies or my taste has changed. But for a while when I first started listening to mixes, it was all Party Boy 69. If you watch any of his Sting Zone mixes, I try to incorporate that. That's what I really, really want my mixes to be like. He's a phenomenal DJ, 10 times better than what I am currently, if not 100, probably 1,000. But the way he does it with the green screen and the visuals and the sound is what I try to incorporate with mine. But I was putting the visuals from the mixes on the screen somewhere out of the way. And then in my old room, I had the camera set up on one of my mirrors and it looked down at me. And you kind of got like the backwards POV, like you're over my shoulder, little bro watching you play the game. And when I changed to the new room, I now have the camera angle that the mixes have now up in the, like basically against the ceiling. And that's where I talk about with standing out. I have 3 camera angles that I can turn on at any moment in the fucking stream. People are like, "Oh, you got 2 cams?" And I'm like, "Shit, actually I got 3. Check this out." And I turn on, I wave at them. I don't know, you got to try to find something that makes you different from the others. And I definitely try to incorporate that with the different camera angles and like the music taste I have is definitely, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, I got the best music on Twitch, this, that." I I don't play bad music, I'll tell you that. And it pisses me off actually when I had a song redeems, and people, I won't name names, just Little Burger, would come in. He'd request the most dog shit songs when I had Spotify, man. I'm like, bro, I'm doubling the price of this. And actually, I'm putting a cooldown on it so you can't just spam me with songs. This shit used to piss me off because I'm like, man, I got people watching the stream, not even chatting here because they like the music. And you're gonna come make me play some stupid parody song for what? And that shit pisses me off. The song requests. Listen, hats off to streamers who will actually take song requests. Now that I'm a DJ and I make my own mixes, you can request a mix or tell me to play a mix. That's about it. Maybe DM me a song and I'll listen to it later. But you're if I'm 54 minutes into a 3-hour mix and you want me to play a 2-minute song, sorry, buddy. Sorry. I'm not that guy. Prison Joe, hats off to him when he does his the little dad rock, and he'll be like, yeah, guys, just send your songs, like clicking the links. Oh, give me the $1. Oh, sound like the channel point redeems. I'm good, bro. I don't want to hear your fucking music. I'm sorry. If you really want to have me listen to a song, DM me it or post it in the Discord. I have a music channel. Listen, man. We went through the phase where I was trying to like really, really appease the chatters, and I don't want to listen to their music, man.
It's so
Especially
funny.
now I don't even have Spotify, so it's like, yeah, it's got to be a YouTube or a SoundCloud link. Which Burger has had some good songs. He's sent me some good songs, but most of it was just troll, kind of like, haha, like, I don't want to listen to this shit type shit.
Yeah, it's funny that you use Prison Joe as an example because I stopped sending him song requests in because I know that my music taste is too different, and I will just get roasted. Because I've
He's
tried
definitely
in the
he's definitely
past.
a big critic. And it's funny that you say that because I used to send, like, when my music changed or music taste shifted into this more kind of EDM bass heavy songs. Like, I remember when I sent him the Mushi Mushi song, and he's like, it's he's like, you kind of a freak. I'm like, nah, man, this is a good song. He's like, it's all right. And then like, it's funny because some songs you'd send him and he's like, yeah, I'm not really fucking with that. And then some you do send him and he's definitely fucking with it. Now you listen to his playlist that he plays if he's not listening to a mix is straight up like built off of songs that I sent him years ago, which is awesome to see. But it's funny, like you're saying, it's like he'll roast you for it, and it's funny. But hey, that's just him that's him as a person. It's funny.
It is funny, and Mr. WideJuicy, we have been yapping for quite a long time. This has been a banger,
It
banger
has been a
base
minute.
tape. This has been really fun to do. Do you have any plans for the future in terms of streaming or the DJ mixes or anything you want to plug right now?
Coliseum coming up soon on the Iron. Got to get some items. We're heading there. And just follow the YouTube, follow the SoundCloud, follow the DJ channel, follow me on Twitch. About it. It's all either at WideJuicy or the DJ Twitch is DJ WideJuicy. No spaces.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, you are listening to this on the Patreon first. Remember that we have the Based After Dark Patreon. Every week we have a Based After Dark Patreon episode and a week early preview of the base tapes. I thank you very much for everyone watching and supporting. I love you all, and we will see you next time.
Peace.